Alright everybody, today I'm going to show you guys how to make a bouncy guitar beat all from scratch in FL Studio. It's going to be a wavy type of sound for somebody like Gunna, so I'm literally going to give you guys all the sauce, like when it comes to the melody, effects, what to do, what not to do. You can literally just like follow along, do it every time and it's going to work. With that, we're going to go from the melody to the drums, and that's where we're really going to get the bounce going. The drums are going to be super bouncy, and I'm going to break down everything in a step-by-step way. So let's not waste any more time. Let's just jump right in. Okay, so we are now here in FL Studio 21, as you guys can see. First things first, BPM. So we want to make sure we actually adjust this. I'm going to lower this to 125. I think it's going to be pretty nice. 120, 130, something around there should always work. Now, next step from here is obviously to pick a guitar. I'm not going to show you guys a live guitar since I know a lot of you guys don't know even how to play the guitar. So if you know me, favorite guitar VST is going to be the Nylon Sky guitar and Omnisphere. Make sure to pick the clean preset. Then we're going to hit this to the first insert, and before I even start laying down a pattern, we're going to go over to the effects. First thing in the effects, I'm actually going to pull up a preset that I have, which I mainly use for my real authentic guitar. Now I'm going to be honest, like there's nothing special to this preset. I just added it in, but it's literally just like some noise suppression, some quick EQ with some reverb and some delay. So it's literally nothing special, just some more EQ, a little bit of stereo separation, and lastly just cutting out the low end. That's kind of the main thing. Reverb, low end, stereo separation is really all you need. You don't have to have me drop the preset down in the description. You can literally just copy paste, like it's literally just a few effects. Now that we have that out of the way, it's time that we actually make that pattern. Obviously open up the piano roll. From here you want to pick a scale. In this case, let's go with the B minor scale and let's start this thing properly. Okay, so go down to the B3. Gonna lay down a note right there. As you can see, the guitar is already sounding a little bit clearer because of the preset. Now from here, what people would usually do, right, is just like make a normal triad like this, but we're gonna do the same thing, but instead of this, we're actually gonna delete this middle note and just have these two playing first. Now from here, just highlight this, move it 2 steps to the side. I'm in the cell section, so you can actually just like move it 2 steps if you want to follow along. From here, what we're gonna do is just copy the same root note we have down there, pitch it up 1 octave so we have the B going again. This time, again, just move it 2 steps to the side from this note. Now we have our first chord, right? So it's super simple. That's going to be our first thing right here. Now what we're going to do is actually make sure to extend this out, but main thing, you want to stop it right here on the half, because the cool thing with this specific VST that we're using is that it gives the guitar such a realistic sound if you just know how to manipulate it properly. And that's what I'm trying to teach you guys here. So make sure to stop this right here because it's going to give you that pull off type of sound, almost like you're playing a real guitar. It's crazy, dude. Like it's seriously crazy. From here, let's just copy this and have it play over again, because the sauce in this and kind of the trick is really just to make sure you repeat a lot of the notes, because that's how you get that authentic but still wavy type of sound. And then later when we add the drums, it's going to be super bouncy. Okay, now if you guys remember, what we did is that we deleted the middle note from the triad right here. We deleted the D4, right? So what we're going to do this time is actually add that D, no D, but pitch it up 1 octave. And then we can just adjust a little bit of the velocity down here. And this is crucial because, like I said, if you know how to manipulate this VST, it's going to give you the sound you're looking for. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to copy this and have these two hit at the same exact time. Now the key here is you want this one lower the velocity. If you lower it like super low, it's going to give you a sliding type of sound. Okay, so now since we've adjusted the velocity on everything and we've also cut a few of these notes short, take a listen to the character you can hear from this VST, dude. It's crazy. Do you hear that? It literally sounds like a real guitar. Crucial again, right here you want to stop before the next bar because it gives you the pull-off type of sound. You have the slide right here with the pull-off as well, and these two notes hitting at the same time with this velocity being low gives you that authenticity and generic sound from the guitar. Genuine sound, my bad. Right, cool. So next thing we're gonna do is continue on this pattern. Now we can just kind of copy this over and pitch it down by 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we want to again keep some of the notes consistent, so let's just add this B as well, and we're literally just gonna like do something very similar to what we did over here. So you guys can already hear we have a genuine guitar sound. Like, it literally sounds like a real guitar. I'm not even messing around. And it's strictly just by adjusting the velocity, using the VST the right way, and also making sure to cut some of the notes. That's the sauce. And then if you want to add some more sauce to it just to kind of spice things up, you can try to adjust a little bit of the second part, maybe add a few more notes. That's personal preference. I'm just going to keep it as it is, sake of the video. But from here, let's add to the next step. Right, so the next step is to add some vocals. Now, what I recommend is you go on Splice, go to Arcade, wherever you like finding your vocals, and try to search up or find a filtered out type of vocal. So first of all, I find this vocal right here, which is a pop type of vocal. And then I found this one, which is filtered out. I'm gonna mix these two together. So we have this right here. It's sounding super chaos. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute this first part right here, kind of have them fade into each other. And then if you've seen my videos and you know the sauce with vocals, what you do is you open up the effects, you make sure to add a RC20 using the magnitude transition 1 preset. That's the sauce. Then you obviously add a lot of reverb and the EQ to really cut out the high end. So now when we blend these two together with the effects on, now we have some stuff going for us. We're even gonna reverse this one right here. Cool, so now we have some more movement. Next thing we're gonna add now is obviously going to be a bass. We need that bass to really get the bounce going on this. And we also need to fill out that low end. So just copy this over, and then on this section, we're gonna have our own bass. Now the bass is gonna be super simple. We're literally just gonna follow the same exact root notes we have from the guitar. But you need to pick a good bass, right? Doesn't really matter. I like going for the Scarby Rickenbacker bass in Contact, but just make sure you use one that actually sounds good. So all we're pretty much going to do is follow, like I said, the root notes of the melody. Copy that over for the whole section, and you should be good. I'm already going to start adding that riser in here so we have a smooth transition between the bass. Now we have this. And that's perfect. Alright, now what we need to do is actually add a proper counter melody. Since the vocal is a little bit in the background, the bass is kind of filling out the low end, or not kind of, but it is. So to add a proper counter melody, we need to go back to the guitar. So what I'm going to do is open up another instance of the same Nylon Sky guitar. This time we can kind of play a little bit around with the different presets we have going on right here. Play a little bit around with it, see which one you like the best. Okay, and the way to make this counter melody is to not overcomplicate things. You have to think we already have a main melody going on right here. So that means we obviously don't need to overcomplicate this. Since the main melody is going on, what we want to do is just complement it. So use a note that actually fits this. Now, as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm offsetting this. So instead of having it hit at the same exact time as the B down here, you just want to make sure you hold Alt on your keyboard, move it slightly off grid so you get that realistic sound. Same thing here, making sure the velocity is high up there, higher frequencies, because this is what's going to complement the sound. It's almost like you add that extra real guitar layer. And from here, we're literally just going in a downwards pattern, finishing off with the top note right here. And then we can literally just like copy paste this over, maybe experiment a little bit again with a couple different things, but that's pretty much going to be it. Right here towards the end, you can do a little bit of a switch up and do something like this. You see, it's not that hard, dude. Now we have a pretty decent thing going on and the melody is pretty much done, but what we want to do now is just add some more textures, some more character to this thing, just finish it off before we add the bouncy drums. So to do that, what I like doing is just opening up maybe the Unclean Machine and Omnisphere and just adding a couple little layers here and there to fill this thing out. You can go to the bells and vibes sections, you can go to different stuff. It's pretty much up to you. Find something that actually sounds pretty cool. Something like this sounds pretty cool. So what we do with this is I'm just gonna literally open up my piano thing right here. I'm just gonna play it in like that. So if we record this, so listen, it's this simple. Just adds a little bit of an accent to the whole thing. Now again, mess around with the sound. You can pick whichever one you like. I think this one sounds pretty cool, but we kind of need to add some effects to it. I just kind of want to drown the sound. I think if we open up Portal, I have a cool preset in right here. You can even add a love filter to it. Right, so this is pretty much going to be the melody. Super wavy and has some bounce to the melody as well. Cool, so now that we have the melody finished, it's time that we add some drums. And this is obviously where the bouncy drums come in. So with all the drum sounds I'm using, they're of course coming from both my Motion Bundle kit and the Mirage Moto kit. So if you guys like any of the drum sounds you hear in this video and you want multiple expansions like MIDI kits, sample packs, Portal banks, so on, make sure to check out the kits. They're all on my website, which is BBMarko.com, or you guys can of course just click the first link down below. So first things first, dude, just add an open hat right here. Can't get any simpler than that. Next, since we want that bounce, we're almost gonna go for some African type of stuff. So add a rim. You do what you do to get that bounce. You do 1, 4, 3, sometimes 2, but then 1 right here. Right, you can already start to hear that bounce that we were talking about. Now I'm actually going to switch this rim out with another one. I want to make sure that we have a proper sound. This is pretty cool. Right, so now we have some bounce going on with the rims. Next thing we're gonna do is add a hi-hat. Don't really have to overdo this. We're already creating a lot of bounce with the rims and snares. So just add one. I'm gonna put you guys on sauce right now, because all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hit 1 for my MIDI section. Since we have 100 different hi-hat MIDIs in here, just dragging a random one. Just added in 17. Edit it a little bit, but it's pretty cool. Literally just keeping the kick very, very simple, almost in the same tempo as the claps. You can hear that's how you get that unique, cool little bounce going on. The reason why it works is because we have the claps going like crazy with the snares and everything. And from here, just add a few textures, maybe a couple perks here and there, some more open hats, and you should pretty much be good to go. Right, so now that we have most of the drums done, it's time that we just arrange the whole thing and take a final listen. Okay, so here we have a pretty quick arrangement. Nothing really too special, but this is how it is.
Shut up, Marco.
A little bit of a longer intro, it's 16 bars. Just kind of building up right here. Okay, it comes in. Just kind of teasing the drop. Then we have the counter guitar. Such a vibey melody, dude. A cool little unique bounce with the drums. Not too many drums either. We said the melody's more than bouncy and wavy enough. It has that catchiness to it still. Drop the bass out right here. Drop it back in. take those drums out. And we come back in right here.